After the procession, we were instructed to crawl through a narrow path. We crawled in twos and we got to a place where we saw a man wearing a black regalia, standing, and he opened his legs wide. We were to pass through the legs individually, and as we passed through, we were flogged with stems and all kinds of materials. The man putting on black regalia is known as Chairman Black Axe. Let me list the office holders and their functions. The axe head often puts on a red regalia. He is the figurehead of the temple and he has the final say. He is also responsible for the most important initiation process. The chief priest, who puts on white regalia, is the spiritual father of the temple. He is in charge of the spiritual consultations. Before initiation, he goes to a particular point and places a charm there. If the charm is effective, then police can never and will never locate the initiation ground. The chairman also is another important figure in the Black Axe. He also puts on black regalia. He is very important and he has 2 votes in electing office holders. The chairman makes sure that the axe head is in place and does its functions properly. But the axe head is the most important and still wields more power than the chairman Black Axe. The chief butcher also is in charge of all butchers in the temple and also a key figure during a heat or a fight with other cult group. He is very important. The chief Ihaza also is another important office who is the financial keeper of the temple. The chief Eye is also in charge of mapping out other cult members. He has a list of notable key figures in other cult groups and also their locations. He is very active in the temple and very important to the success of any particular heat. The chief crier also is another important office. He notifies all members of the Black Axe when there is an important information to pass around. He also notifies them to take cover or leave campus during heat. The axe head pronounces the heat before it starts, and very important, he can also dissolve the office of the chairman in case of any misconduct that can lead to rebellion. There is also another office called Elder's Office. They are usually former office holders of the temple whose tenure has expired, and their presence is required as they see them as men of wisdom and can also make contributions to the temple. The path we crawl through before going through the legs of the chairman Black Axe is known as the Devil's Passage. The chairman's leg opening is known as Heaven's Gate. Immediately I passed through the Heaven's Gate, I saw 7 candles arranged in circles and I crawled into the circle. Others did same and we all assembled at the center of the circle. I noticed something very important. I noticed we were not even up to 40. We were more than 40 at the Jew camp receiving mending, but we became few in the circle. This is because other Jew members who didn't join us at the circle has been played FM or format. It is because the guy who brought them for initiation refused paying for the initiation fee, and so they received free mending and they were chased out of the camp. We knelt down at the center of the circle and the axe head came with his red regalia and held an axe. He opened the initiation ground with a song, and then the chief priest poured out the kukuma in a calabash and gave us to drink. Our right thumbs were also sliced with blades, and the blood was dropped in the calabash. We drank from the calabash containing the kukuma. After that, we took the oath of allegiance. We were then given our last slap, and we were advised that if anybody should slap us after today, we should kill the person and nobody should slap you as an axeman. The axe head then placed his metal on each of our heads and gave us our strong names. I was known as Idris Aluma. The initiation ceremony closed and I followed the man that took me down for initiation home. The man that took me for the initiation is also known as LM or Link's man. I got home with pains all over my body. He taught me how to identify myself to other court members also. Immediately after my initiation, I traveled home to take proper treatment as my ass was swollen all over with injuries from the mending. I got home and met my mom, who asked me what had happened. I told her I was robbed and stubborn and I refused dropping my money and other items, and so the robbers pounced on me. She swore and cursed the robbers, and then I started medication. I returned after a week and was told by my LM that I need to do my Christmas. Christmas in Black Axe Code is a ceremony a new initiate must observe in order to meet other Black Axe members, so they can give you the Black Axe orientation. You are to buy drinks for them, and I observed my CM and I became a full Axe member. My CGPA in school drastically dropped and all my lecturers were surprised. A very good friend known as Efe, may his soul rest in peace. Efe became jealous of me after being a member of the Black Axe confraternity, as I now moved with bad gangs and fearfully looking guys on campus. He went on to become a member of the AA confraternity just because I became a member of the Black Axe. 2 weeks after his initiation, he was shot dead by Axemen. There was a serious fight on campus and I tried all my possible best to reach out to Ife, but I couldn't. I had already left town and Ife was busy jumping around on campus with AA members when he was shot dead, and the rest abandoned him. The whole issue was settled and I returned to campus. I barely spent a month on campus before absconding. We also run for our lives at every minute. At the time, I couldn't even stay out late unless I am with other Axemen. Seeing what happened to my friend, and I didn't want to die at the time, I called my LM that I wanted to see him. I got to him and he said I should go and do spiritual stuffs like juju because of gun and cutlasses. I then sought for spiritual protection against guns and cutlasses. I traveled all the way to Agbo to meet a man without arms and complete legs. He prepared charms for me against cutlass and guns. I had a cousin also in Ekuma, also a Black Axe member. I went to him and we went somewhere just for gun and cutlass protection. I came back and I was ruthless. I caused problems and wars on campus, but I didn't kill anyone as my sanity was still in check. I struggled to graduate with a 2-2 in my field, even though I was the best student. After my final paper, I was sitting outside my hostel with other Axe members who came to celebrate with me and other Axemen and to congratulate us for our final exam when a group of fearfully looking men stormed my hostel and shot at some of my friends and me. 2 of them died at the spot, but I escaped, and of course the charm worked. I traveled home and immediately I had a rethink. I had to cut ties with them and renounce my membership of the Black Axe confraternity. I went back to a private university and graduated with a first class in geology. Now I have a master's in petroleum geology and I thank God for my life before joining the DSS. This was my journey into and out of the Black Axe confraternity. The truth is that no cult group can fight another cult group for you. It is only a matter of time before you are killed. It is also advised that you report to relevant authorities if possible, get a lawyer and sue them. No cult is stronger than the others. They are all liars and extortionists. It is only the security agencies that can help you from cultists. Even the man that took me for initiation today is now a pastor after escaping the cold hands of death. Be wise. So guys, this is a true life story of an officer in the Department of State Security who was unfortunately a member of the Black Axe confraternity but miraculously escaped the cold hands of death. It was a story that was shared on Naira Land to educate our young youth on the dangers of cultism. If you enjoyed this video guys, kindly do well to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share and comment your thoughts. Make sure you share this video and invite your friends to the channel so our videos can go viral. Thank you.